So, welcome back to another segment of Concur Training. In this segment, we are going to learn how to claim mileage for reimbursement. So, we're going to come over here to Expense. And this is our training report that we've created. So, we're going to click on this training report. Now, you would click on a report that you have open if you haven't already submitted a report. And if this is going to be your first expense for the month and you don't have a report open already, then of course you would create a new one. But for this exercise, since we've been creating reports and learning how to do expenses, we're just going to add this mileage to our existing report. So in order to claim mileage, you're going to click on New Expense, this plus sign at the top. And it's going to ask you what type of expense is it. If it's a new expense, you can click mileage, or you can type in mileage. It says personal vehicle. And note, mileage can only be claimed when utilizing your personal vehicle to travel for work purposes. Additionally, you must subtract 40 miles from each way to account for a typical commuting distance. And one final note, you cannot claim mileage if you are not the driver. For example, if you plan to hitch a ride out of town with a team member to and from a project, only the driver of that vehicle can be reimbursed for the mileage. Additionally, mileage is to be paid at a rate of 40 cents per mile, and upon submittal of your expense report, you'll be reimbursed on your paycheck. So now that we have this new expense type listed here and it says mileage for personal vehicle, we're going to select the transaction date, which we'll just say it's today. You use the date that you actually traveled. We need to keep up with the day that you travel and the day that you return so that your expenses are accurate. And we're going to come back and revisit from location and to location because we're going to use this mileage calculator down here to help us. And it'll help actually fill in all of these other tabs. In the meantime, we'll go ahead and we'll select client. Let's say we work for Walgreens. And we're going to type in the job number for Walgreens. And again, the job number is specific to each project. And that information is located in QuickBase for you to use and for you to find out the job number and the store number so that your expenses can be allocated to the correct project. So back to this from location and this to location, we're going to pull up our handy dandy mileage calculator. And we're going to type in the address to the office. For example, let's just say that's my home address. And then I don't have an actual store address, but I know that Walgreens had a lot of projects out in Florence, Kentucky. Now this is only for demonstration purposes. You would actually want to have the real work address complete with the zip code whenever you decide to put it in the mileage calculator. And then after you have both fields filled out, you click on Calculate Route. And it says that from 889 Franklin Gateway to Florence, Kentucky is a total of 433 miles. You're going to add this mileage to your expense. Now, it's giving you the distance. You cannot claim this entire distance because remember, you have to subtract 40 miles each way. So 433 minus 80 is 353 miles. That is the amount of miles that you are allowed to claim. And the amount shows up in the column right next to it in US dollars. is if you multiply 353 times 0.40, you're going to be reimbursed for $141.20. Once you've completed all of the fields that are required, which are all of the red fields, you can click Save. Now, that expense has been added to your expense report. And that concludes this segment on adding mileage when driving a personal vehicle for work traveling purposes. Thank you for watching.